As we welcome Des White, Josiah Lake II, and head coach Wayne Tinkle onto the situation desk for WCC Basketball Media Day. Fellas, the most important question.
It's almost over.
Yep. The most important question as I hand off this mic, who's making the choice for dinner?
It's going to be whatever the airline serves because we're going right to the airport.
maybe something in the airport somewhere. Hopefully not on the plane. You don't have to go that quick.
Yeah, well, it's going to be quick. But I did give the guys a great tip last night. They ate at Fuhu here in the Resorts World, which is a great place.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks for hopping on. And we're kind of like starting to go through like this. There's a lot of changes, obviously, for your team. Brand new starting five, but one of the mainstays is just Josiah still coming back. Either Coach Tingle or Josiah, kind of just talk about like just the changes that you've seen on the team and just how you think that that's going to translate on the court early on, and then what the potential you see this team to be.
Yeah, good question. We don't look at them as challenges; it's just new opportunities, and we love the guys that we brought back with Josiah, Isaiah, Sai, Johan, and Jaquavis, guys that understand what our standard is and the fact that we're not quite there, but we're working towards it. And then working all summer into the fall with the group of new guys, helping to kind of indoctrinate them. And then the new guys have really picked up off of that momentum and off of that leadership. And it gives us a lot of inspiration and confidence heading into the year because it's been a seamless transition. We feel like we've addressed some shooting issues, some ball handling and playmaking issues, our size and depth inside. And so now we're just, we know it's a journey, but one step at a time, if we can stay focused to those small details and these guys take all the habits they learn every day in practice to the games, we can put ourselves in great position to have a good season.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Do you want to answer?
Okay. Yeah. Just kind of like your role is morphing, as it stands. Have you kind of learned to make yourself more available on court and then also off the court as a leader? Because people are looking towards you now to kind of set the standard for what Coach Tinkle wants out there.
Yeah, I think starting in the spring, the coaches hit on the head like that. I needed to become a good leader, and with my communication, needed to get better. My freshman year, sophomore year, I was kind of more like a lead by example type of guy. I wasn't very vocal, but that's something that they pushed me to do, and I feel like I'm coming along pretty well. I think also with the new guys coming in, helped my leadership raise to another level because I knew they needed someone to be vocal and kind of help them with plays. Even if it's some simple just around campus, I always have to be there for them because that's how I see myself as a leader on the team.
Within that process, how did you learn to own your voice? Because from high school to early college to now, it's not a linear process for everybody. Everyone has like their own different battles that they have. Maybe they're, like you mentioned, lead by example. How have you learned to own your own voice in that process?
Just the coaches staying on me. Coach Tinkle, Coach has done a great job. Even Coach Stewart, just staying on me every day in practice, every single day. Make sure you use your voice. Talk to the guys. Whatever you can do, to help everyone stay on the same page, but also, to keep the tempo and the fire up for practice.
Des, switching gears, you're in the portal. Coach Tinkle says, I think you'd be a great fit for Oregon State. Why did that vision, speak to you? And now that you've actually had some time in historic Gill Coliseum, has it continued to be the right fit for you?
I would just say they kind of what they were looking for and needs of me, what I was looking for and needs of them, and it kind of just met perfectly. And then ever since I've been on campus, stepped foot on campus, it's been really straightforward. All the things that they said that they've had to offer, they've offered. And it's just been a really good fit, really smooth transition. And I credit that to the guys and to the coaches making that smooth transition smooth for me.
What have you learned from the guys? Like how has that transition been made easier by them? What have they done to try to make that easier for you?
I would just say knowing that I'm not in it alone. There's 9 new other guys. And then the ones that return, they're around all 9 new players too. So we're all kind of in the same boat. We locked arms, just got tight, super quick, and just knew that we were going to need each other to get through this time. And it helped our chemistry. And I would just say being close together, it makes the team way better. So we learned that kind of soon, and we've just been building on it ever since.
Coach, I mean, trying to rebuild this roster obviously like is always a challenge, especially when you think about like just the landscape of college athletics today and just the transfer portal and everything else. How quickly did you have to like know that you had to rebuild an entire starting lineup, like bring in a bunch of guys? Like how early did you have to know that, and then how quickly were you able to turn it around?
Yeah, good point. The thing is with this ever evolving landscape, you've got to learn while you're on the move. And so some of the things when we started talking about what we were going to recruit for this upcoming season was not make some of the mistakes that we had in the last year or two in the portal. Number one being we couldn't compromise character. Let's go get great guys that are going to be coachable and respond to the way we coach. And that's a hard thing, especially for maybe some assistants that haven't been in your program for a long time. It's easy to identify all the talent, this and that, but we've got to get the kind of players that respond to the way we coach. And we coach hard. But I think to Dez's point a little bit ago, the reason he was able to make that transition so quickly, as well as the other guys, is because we're fair and consistent in our message. And the same things we said in the recruiting process was how it was once they got there. There was no fluff, no grand illusion, this, that, or the other. And so once that trust is earned, it allows us to build what we're building. But we knew we had to identify some of our weaknesses: depth on the interior, shooting on the perimeter, multiple handlers. And we felt like we succeeded. But at the front end of it was getting high character guys that were all driven, had the same goals on and off the court. I mean, we looked at transcripts and guys that were exceeding in the classroom. Those things are important. I just spoke to one of the other coaches about last year's team with him in mind versus this year's team, and talking about, and last year's team was a fun team to coach, and we did some neat things. We're super excited about this group and how they give us energy when we go to practice every day. And that's a good feeling to have as a coach, especially when you're as long in the tooth as I am.
I mean, that was one of the things. I mean, I feel like last year you talked about how like the recruiting class last year, that group fit a little bit more of what you were looking for. And it sounds like now this is a group that maybe fits it a little bit more than last year.
I think we built off of it,
yeah,
for sure. And shooting, like, and I hope I'm not cursing myself here, but this is one of the better shooting teams, top to bottom, that I think we've had. I mean, everybody at every position has the green light to shoot. The big thing early on was good shot, versus really, really good shot. And to their credit, they really bought into that, and it's reflected in our numbers. In our scrimmage, we shot it really well, like we mentioned, and we've done that every day in practice. People asked us, hey, were you surprised by those numbers? And no, actually, I thought we missed a couple we should have made, because we see it day in and day out in practice. The question was, does that mean our defense isn't very good? But our defense was pretty solid too.
What do you think, fellas? Defense still pretty solid amongst all that shooting? Yeah. Coach, obviously, it's one thing to go against your own team for so often. I think of the same thing in football, like with fall camp and such. How have you kind of seen your team respond to in-game adversity through some of the exhibition scrimmages that you guys had?
Great. It was a big challenge, and this year was the first year we chose to go on the road for that close scrimmage, because we've got a couple of road games. Mentioned we haven't had great success on the road the last few years. Discipline and toughness and maturity are key contributors to that. So we felt that was going to be a great opportunity to start this year. And our guys, I think, passed virtually with flying colors. We were able to go out, get a road win, defended well, shot it well. Some other areas we need to improve, but it was kind of a challenge that was met. And now this week we've got to flip the script. We go from playing an ACC school to playing a non-Division I school at home. Now we're going to have fans. It's an open exhibition. The popcorn's going to be popping. So now that's the new opportunity to see how we respond to that. But I got a sneaky suspicion we're going to be okay.
One more basketball-related one for you before we get to two non-basketball ones to then send you off to the airport. I think for Zach and I are both kind of in agreement that next step for you guys is consistency. The more you can be consistent, the bigger the ceiling will be for your team. How have you taken stock of how this group has become more consistent within practice and eventually in that road exhibition you talked about?
Yeah, that's important. And there's been ebbs and flows, to be quite honest. Like, we always talk about maximizing our runs, minimizing our opponents. So if you're doing something really well offensively and it's clicking, why do anything to take away from that? That's like somebody hits their third three in a row and now they act like they won, the NBA championship, and they're beating their chest. Next thing you know, they shoot 2 air balls because they got out of that rhythm. And so if we're moving the ball, getting to the second, third, fourth side and getting great looks, why take a quick bad shot? And so those are some of the things that's the discipline part of the game that we're talking about. And you've got to be tough enough to have confidence to, hey, I can make this shot if it's out of the offense, and take a butt chewing if it maybe wasn't exactly what we needed, but be willing to do it. And we had a drill yesterday where we said, hey, let's not burp up a bunch of threes here. Let's look to attack. It was an disadvantage game. You got to read numbers. And we started just jacking. And we had to stop, blow the whistle, remind the guys, let's attack first. We love paint touches, kick threes, inside out threes, offensive rebound, kick out threes. But in transition, if you're open, get your feet set and knock it down as well. The guys are learning those little intricacies within our system. Get it out of the offense. Get it off of a teammate who made a play for you. That's what really breeds selflessness offensively. And this team's come a long ways to that end. And obviously now as we start to face other opponents, we'll be coaching that and seeing how they do as the season continues on.
Des and Josiah, you didn't have to run after they blew the whistle, did you guys?
I actually don't remember. We might have, but it's just learning experience for a lot of the guys. After he mentioned that, we got to the paint, we got some more touches, and then we got hot. Dez's team actually probably hit 4 or 5 threes in a row. So I think it's just kind of like the learning experience for us. It's kind of something that Coach Tinkle has chimed on in a lot.
Coach Tinkle has mentioned character, but for both of you, we have 2 non-basketball related questions before we send you on your way. Who's trusted with the Ox on the team, and what are they playing? We'll need an elaboration on.
Trusted with the Ox. I'll say Yak. His music taste not too bad.
First team all name in the country, by the way.
Yeah, is. Yeah.
Why is you say who's not trusted?
Coach Roberto. Coach. Yeah, no chance.
The neat thing is on Wednesdays, it's Western Wednesdays in practice.
Okay.
Guys, I haven't gotten any grief about the country music to warm up practice on Wednesdays.
So what is Coach not doing well to earn the trust?
He just switches it up too much. Like just pick one genre and he tries to get everyone at one from every genre.
Okay,
and he skips a song before it's over.
Oh,
so it kind of throws off. Like if you like the song, it kind of throws it off for everyone else.
He plays a lot of stuff from his 8th grade roller skating.
So I have not met you, Coach, but if you're stopping songs before they end, I'm down their side for that one. The last one is we've only gotten so far, with this team. Who's the class clown of this year's Oregon State Beavers?
Class clown. I would say the funniest dude, the best dude to be around is definitely Steven. Always got a good joke for you. Always keeps spirits high. Never a dull moment with him, and a really good person to be around.
Coach Tinkle, you cracked a smile with that one. Is that a fair assessment?
Seems to be the popular opinion. Stephen Olawini, he's got a great sense of humor about him. He's one of those kind of guys that laughs at himself before anybody else can, and he keeps guys on their toes. That's for sure.
Des White, Josiah Lake II, head coach Wayne Tinkle, the Oregon State Beavers. We thank you so much for hopping on. Best of luck this season. Best of health. We look forward to covering you guys throughout the year.
You guys always
Yeah.
Thank you.